Hi, everybody. When I mention about coffee, eggs, pineapples, sweet, sour, bitter, etc., what comes into your mind? Nope. Today's episode is not about cooking, but rather a gentleman who has quite a following on his LinkedIn account, sharing a lot of knowledge with us regarding the science of food, aroma, taste, and even tips for growing our LinkedIn presence. Welcome to What's Your Advice? I'm your host, Alice, and on this channel, we bring in esteemed guests to share their invaluable insights on a variety of topics based on their unique background and experiences. Let's give a warm welcome to Mr. Andrew Ip. Hi, Andrew.
Hello, everyone.
Hi. Thank you so much for coming on board today with us. So, Andrew.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, it's our pleasure, of course. I understand that this niche of yours and the information and knowledge that you just shared with us is something that has garnered you almost 20,000 followers on LinkedIn. And on Sunday, if I'm not wrong, at least one day out of the week, you do share tips about using LinkedIn to the readers. So, in fact, it is through this platform that have found you two different jobs in the past. So, what's your advice to the job seekers out there on how to use LinkedIn to find a job for themselves?
Okay, first and foremost, the headshot should be good. That's the very first thing. Not too far off that people can't see you, and not too stone-like picture. Not the passport photo, just to be clear.
Yeah.
Okay, it should bring out the personality of you being. So I did not change my profile. Mine is still a chef jacket. So this is something people caught their eye. So that is the headshot, right? So that actually attracted people to. So headshot is very important. Yeah, of course the landing page, the background. Yeah, it could be a reflection of your personality. Yeah, in finance, the background can be something to do with the finance. So there's something you want to tell the recruiter or the future employer that you are in this line. Okay, beside the headshot, use that background to tell a message. So my background is about food. Yeah, so straight away people, oh yeah, this guy is in a food business. Yeah, the search, the keyword search, that's very important. It goes back to what's your, how people can search you using keyword search that you put in your title.
Right.
Yeah. Now, something that I will strongly advise is that you do not represent the company. A lot of people proudly represent putting their company name right up front. It is nothing wrong, but you are advertising for the company. I strongly believe that LinkedIn is about personal platform, personal branding. You advertise yourself.
Andrew, you have 30 years of culinary and central kitchen experience. Has this always been your passion? What got you started?
Well, I can't say from the beginning that the passion kicks in the early days, but I always believe that if I want to do well in a job, you have to have passion to continue. So, how the question is how to develop the passion is really do the job well and try to do the job as well as you can. And through that process, what I learned a lot is that I learn about the job itself, I learn about the people, I learn about the process, and also I learn about myself, and all this adding up are all the ingredients that I could put together to fuel the passion. So I could just continue to say that I love meeting people, different because in my school of work, I actually meet a lot of people. So I do get to meet different industries of people, be it suppliers or consumers. So meeting people is actually is interesting and also is fun. Okay, so the process, not all process are good, but enjoyable. But then again, some are more enjoyable than others. So that actually give a lot of interesting experience to me.
So, what's your advice for others who may be interested to enter this industry? Because it's rather a very well, to me is rather quite unique. Because most people will either be in a running a food business or hotel management like you initially started. Otherwise, would be sitting, behind the desk, accountancy, financial. So for others who might be interested to follow the same career path that you have, what would be your advice?
Okay, food and beverage industry is actually a multidisciplinary industry. It's not really just focusing on food itself. Okay, a lot of time we know, okay, I love food, I love to eat. Okay, I can join the food industry. A lot of time it is not the case. Loving food, love to eat is not enough for us to join this industry. Okay, when I say industry, I actually have gone through quite a few roles in a different industry, though all related to food.
Thank you so much. And that's great you explained that, because I purposely wanted to make that sound very narrow so that the viewers do not think that way as well, that actually there's so many roles within this big industry. And in your case, it sounds more like the science of food to me. Lots of more of testing and trialing and coming out with flavors, or what could in your current job, for example, coming out with the vegetable version to replace the meat taste that people are used to. So a lot of innovation involved as well. So that's really great, and it expands the possibility of just thinking that the so-called food industry is not just what we put into our mouth. There's a lot of science that goes behind it. So thank you very much for elaborating that. So having dealt with different taste and food taste testing, including conceptualizing, developing, producing the future of food for all, I hope you don't mind me asking this. Are we heading towards a world of artificial flavors, especially with the advancement in technology through artificial intelligence? Do you think our human taste will change?
Artificial flavor has nothing to do with AI. Okay, so all flavors are manufactured. It's the decoration of what they have been using, what process they have been using to create the flavor that define the flavor, natural or artificial. It's just a decoration, because but you go back to all flavors are processed, all flavors are created and manufactured. Okay, so some are after they are created, manufactured, but they do declare as natural, but the rest the other side of it, they don't have that kind of a process, then they will be declared as artificial. But they are flavors, okay, apart from natural, artificial, and the third category is synthetic. Synthetic flavors are something that we want to avoid. Okay, so artificial flavor doesn't mean that it's bad. It's just a matter of decoration that in the food law, according to each country's food law. There's nothing called good or bad in that sense. Okay, but it's just a matter of if we talk about spices. Okay, so spices are natural, but there are spices that are artificial, declared as. Okay, so that's something we just have to accept that. But to elaborate further, both natural and artificial they have gone through a very stringent law, okay, the food law by each individual countries. So the amount that they use is actually very small and minute, and it actually able to process by the human body. There are more pressing issue is the level of sodium that is in the food, the level of fats that is in the food, and the level of sugar that is in the food, and most importantly, the level of preservative that is in the food itself. So these are makeup of the food matrix that makes the food convenient and also make the food more palatable. So we are in a very difficult situation. We want the food to be reasonably priced. Yeah, we want the food to be attractive. We want the food to be delicious and appealing. And lastly, we want the food to be healthy. It's quite impossible to put all this together. Okay, so to go back to the question, artificial flavor is not the number one enemy. Yeah, so that's what I would like to say. Yeah, so but that's the second part of your question is about AI. I certainly believe that AI will help the food industry from the product development point of view, from R&D point of view, or even from the farmer's point of view.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. So at least I feel better now that the future of human taste buds will not change due to so-called the misconception that technology might alter the flavor, because of wanting to grow the food faster, shorten the growing phase, mutation, etc. So
that's a different topic. That is
okay.
genetic modification.
Exactly.
So I can't speak on that because I'm not an expert in that. 2030, which is about 7 years from now, we will come to a point where we will see that by 2030, the global, at least 80% of the global farmers are actually individual. They are reaching ripe old age of 60 to 70.
Right.
Okay, so the farming knowledge will be gone if we don't take care of that. The other is 2050, where the global population will hit 10 billion.
Yeah.
There's something, do we have enough food to go around? I hit straight to the point. Okay, so MSG. MSG is a huge debatable topic where a lot of people doesn't want it in their food. But then again, there is a lot of misinformed information that is being generated itself. Okay,
Oh,
so energy made out of one part of sodium, okay, and two parts of the glutamate. So what is glutamate? Glutamate is actually amino acids that our body needs. Yeah, there's a lot of glutamate in natural food itself, like pizza, mushroom, and so on and so forth. Yeah, and cheese. That's why tomato pizza with cheese tastes so good. So it's not just from the manufacturer, but also from the consumer itself. We need to align our expectation with what our body and our mind tell us. But what is really interesting is the overall food is whether is it more healthier or not. It become of a huge debatable discussion. Yeah? My take is that we have to really if we really want to know what we eat, we really have to know rather than just hearsay or somebody say no good, and so then we reject it.
okay. Thank you so much for this education. At least my mother always say everything is about balance. Too good,
Yes.
too much of something good is actually also bad for our body. So it's about striking a balance. So, well, for the viewers out there, if you like our content and is still watching at this moment, remember to like and subscribe to the channel and share the video if you think that this is going to be helpful to your friends or network. Last question for you, Andrew, before we round this up, is that what is one thing that you are hoping to change if you have a magic wand?
Would like to, if I've given a magic wand, I want to change. When you say change, is change myself or change the
anything. It's a magic. You
Okay.
can change whatever you want, be it yourself, the world, your family, anything.
All right. Okay. I want to. It sounds a little bit cliche, but yeah, if I have a magic one, I want to change how we human beings interact. At this moment, how we interact we always have some agenda. Yeah. And this agenda is important. We need that. But this agenda also sometimes overtake the object of interacting. Not just a person to person, like country to country. The way we interact, we are talking about how to survive in this planet, in this earth. But we are missing the point if we take too much or use too much for our own gain. We may surpass the point of the self-centeredness may destroy the other party and destroy the earth. Take for example, when we interact with talking about securing the food supply, yeah, we may just end up, okay, one country having more and the other country having less, and in the process we destroy the Mother Earth. We only have one Earth we don't have a spare one, okay? So if I have a magic wand, I would like to use that to able to help this situation where we can. There's always something we middle ground where we can, okay, not just thinking about our own, because there's always arbitration to that. So the mindfulness and the thoughtfulness to have that when interact will actually help not just another fellow human being, but more a little bit too out there. But yeah, it's a magic wand.
So thank you very much, Andrew. It has been a pleasure having you today. Thank you so much for your very insightful sharing. I've learned so much from you. And thank you to the viewers out there. We hope you enjoyed the discussion and find it informative and engaging. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe to our channel and leave us a review. Until next time, take care and keep exploring. Bye, Andrew.